my channel. So today I wanted to talk about something that I've just been thinking about, because I go on YouTube and I don't see many like YouTubers who are learning Korean talking about this. They mostly tell you, how to learn Korean, things that they did, steps and stuff like that. But what I would always look for, is it hard? So I kind of want to talk about, is it hard to learn Korean? This is going to be the topic of today's video. And I have two answers. I'm going to say yes and no. I'm going to be very, 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 very realistic about it. So why don't we start with what I'm using to learn Korean? So I take Korean courses at my college, and we use the integrated Korean textbook. This is intermediate 2 because I am technically in the last level of Korean at my school, but they just added advanced 1, which I will not be there to take. Also, I wouldn't take it for credit because I'm a grad student now. So I take intermediate 2, and it's a great book if you have a teacher to go along with it. The book by itself is fantastic, and there are websites you could find that'll show you the answers to certain stuff, but level 1 and level 2 of the book is really, really, really good. And then we have these workbooks that go along with it, and you do the exercises and stuff. And the only problem with the workbook is you don't know if you're right or wrong unless you have the answer key, and that's kind of what sucks. You kind of just go in and you do all the work, but you don't know if you're right. There's no answer key in the back, or there's nothing. That's it. You just kind of do it. But the book itself is great to do a foundation. I think it's fantastic. So is it hard to learn Korean? No, because to learn to read and write is not that complex. I mean, everybody's different. It took me, some people, they say it takes them 3 days to learn the Korean alphabet. It took me 3 weeks. And I'm not ashamed to say that, but for some reason I was not grasping it in 3 days. I had to do flashcards, I had to do Quizlet, I had to constantly keep doing it every single day. My room, how it used to look before, I used to have posters of the Korean alphabet, the Korean counter numbers, Korean conjugations. I would literally study it every single day, and it just took me that long. Why? I don't know. It didn't take me that long to grasp German, although now I don't know German as much as I know Korean. I definitely feel like I'm more advanced in Korean than I was in German, but it took me a while, and I really wanted to know how everything sounded, and I wanted to know Hangul perfectly. Is it hard to read? No. Is it hard to read out loud? Yes. I feel like I've been transported back into kindergarten. I cannot read out loud to save my life. Literally, I'm gonna show you guys an example. Oh my god, I'm embarrassing myself. Okay. Oh, we did this. This is about hospitals and drugstores. Oh, don't laugh at me. So, 어디가 불편하세요? 열도 좀 있고 기침을 심하게 해요. 너무 아파서 아무것도 못 먹었어요. That's the example. And it's so weird too, because I know all of these words. Reading it, I read it in my head and I can understand it. But when I read out loud, it's wait, what am I saying? What does this word mean? How do I pronounce this syllable? I don't know anything. So that's currently my problem, especially in class, because we do read-along dialogues, and it's oh, shoot me now. Grammar structure is not hard. No, I feel like the grammar is quite simple in Korean. But I also had a teacher, but I think it's quite easy to grasp also by yourself. It's something that you just kind of have to practice and, put it into sentences, write these sentences over and over again. You're learning a language, so you're going to be working hard, period. The grammar structure, though, compared to other languages, I do not think it's that bad. German is really hard. I think Spanish is a very hard language. French is hard, and I don't know how to read and write in French, So I think it's very hard in other languages. I don't think Korean is that complex. So that's on the no section. Yes, it's hard to learn Korean, because if you don't have anybody to speak with, you are out of luck. Good luck trying to put everything you learn into perspective, because you don't know if you're pronouncing things right. You don't know if you're using the grammar structure correctly. And even though you can read it and write it, that's fantastic. That's definitely step 1. But if you don't have anybody to practice speaking with, then it's not gonna be good. I mean, it really depends on what you're trying to use Korean for. If you're just using Korean to learn how to listen to Korean dramas, or if you're just looking how to read Korean newspapers, everybody's different. then you're fine. But I would suggest meetups. That's what I did when I was learning how to speak Korean. I did meetups because level 1 and level 2 only did so much. It got me my foundation. I knew if I was going to meet someone, I knew what I had to say and all that. But practicing and listening, I definitely needed a Korean language partner. And it's not hard to find. Like, a lot of people say that if you're not living in Korea, you can't really like learn Korean. That's not true. That's not true. There's so many people living in like London, living in like the Midwest, learning Korean. And I feel like it has to do with like language partners. And you can do that, you know, via Hello Talk if you speak with them. iTalki, you know, there's meetups even here in like different cities, Boston, California, New York. You could just literally go to meetup.com and you'll be able to meet people. And I think that's so beneficial. So it's only hard if you're not willing to put yourself out there. Like, I was willing to put myself out there and to be embarrassed. Like, if I talk to a Korean person now, I'm so not embarrassed. If I make a mistake, they will correct you. Usually 8 out of 10 out of times, they're very, 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 very nice. And they will correct you. Like, I go to Korean restaurants and I'm like, 한국말 연습해주세요. Like, we have to speak Korean. We have to practice Korean. Please, can we practice Korean? So, like, whenever I order something on the menu, I will only order it in Korean. And I'll only speak to them in Korean. And it was so embarrassing. I was at a Japanese place owned by Koreans, and they literally bombarded me with so much questions because like I was speaking to them in Korean and I refused to speak in English. Like, I was like, I want to speak in Korean and we're gonna speak in Korean today. Like, if they spoke to me in English, I did my best to reply to them in Korean. I think there was only one word that I didn't know how to say, which was relations. How do you say relations in Korean? I don't know, so I didn't know how to say that. But you have to physically put yourself out there. So it's only gonna be hard if you're not willing to be embarrassed. Like, you need to know, like, you're basically, when you're learning a language, you are a child. You're starting from ground zero and you need to build up a foundation. And children are not afraid to just speak whatever they say. If they make a mistake, adults correct them. So same for adults. Just don't be afraid and you'll learn Korean, because a lot of people I know, you know, want to learn Korean via personal reasons, via school reason, whatever reason you want to learn. It's great that you're learning a new language. Just definitely get yourself out there and speak to people no matter where you live. You don't only have to live in Korea to speak Korean. It helps because you're surrounded by it every day. But speak to the ajuma or ajushi just to be like, yo, let's speak in Korean. Please, I really want to learn Korean. And don't give up and be persistent and just say, I want to learn Korean. I want to learn about your language. I want to learn about your culture. And it opens up a whole new world. They get so excited and so happy. Like, at the Japanese restaurant, like when there was no people, all the waitresses and waiters, they came to my table and they were just asking me so much questions. Like, they seemed so elated and it was lovely. And that's the kind of world you open up by speaking new languages. So this is kind of like an answer. Is it hard to learn Korean? I'm gonna say 50-50. I don't want to lie and say it's so easy, because it's not. I'm still learning Korean now. You learn every single day, and I would love to learn to read out loud better, and I still am wanting to learn how to speak better. And I feel like I know what I want to say in my head, but I can't get it out in certain structures in Korea, and I'm like, oh my god, forget it, let's just switch to English. So I kind of want to stop that and get on the process of being like, okay, I'm gonna say this. This is what I mean. Help me. I'm gonna break it down and say it like that. And that's about it. But I have some friends in Korea, so hopefully they will help me when I get there. And yes, meetups, beneficial. Speaking to the Korean ladies at your college, beneficial. Everything is wonderful. Just go out there and try. I sound like a promotional video. You can do it. How's Lisa? Okay. Bye guys. Thank you for watching.